Do you get stuck manifesting money? My name's Helen Keller, and I'm currently a little bit stuck because we have had some movement since part 1. So let me go over what we've done the last episode in this money manifesting process. And then we're going to go over the next 2 pages. So let me review last week. I had a reading by Sarah Jordan, and it's 8 pages long. And she was the one that came on my channel, and we discussed Helene Hadsel's numerology. She's a psychic medium, and she does numerology and tarot cards. So I'm a manifesting and abundance teacher, and here I am stuck. Now, what I was saying was my business had plateaued, and technically going backwards because I was creating more products and I was stuck at a certain level. I haven't been growing, and I want to grow because then I can help more people, because I can hire an assistant, I can update a website, I can do things with those funds that will move me and my goals forward, and then in turn help you. And that was one of the messages I got in a meditation. I talked for over an hour. I'm not going to do that here. Repeat it. And I have all the show notes on the other video. So you can go back to part 1 and watch that video, and we're going to do this. So the reading was 8 pages long. And I thought, you know what? If I'm stuck, there's going to be other people that are stuck. And so if I can go through my own process, I'm sure that this will help other people. So this week, we're going to go through the next 2. Now, what's really cool was, in the meantime, I got the new banners. So the Money and You book. Oops, it's over there. I got the banners for the book, so I'm so excited. Actually, Instant Money is an audio program that's the companion product to Money and You. And it's 6 tracks, the 3 editions of Tag Powell's Instant Money program. So I gave everybody, I thought, well, why would I sell them all separate? I'll just make it one big package and sell them every edition that he had, because it just makes sense. Because I guess what he would do at his programs is he would sell them, and then when he updated them, he would just sell the new ones, because he did everything in person. He wasn't doing all this stuff online. Like inside, I found all the cards, mail away, send a check, and we'll mail you your tapes and, your books, because he was a publisher. Anyway, now it's all digitized. And so we have the cover, Instant Money, but it's not, you don't actually get a cover. You get that cover on the PDF, but it's not a physical product. It's just a digital download. I love the internet. So what we did was we went through the first 2 pages, and now we're here. So where we left off was your imagination. So we did the first 2 pages. We went over the tarot card and the tapping techniques. And now we're going to be talking about, so she says, there's also a fear, because I'm dealing with, apparently I've got some subconscious fears going on. Oh, I should say there has been progress, because I have been meditating. I think I missed 1 day. I have been doing the Silva method, long relaxed meditation every day with Ken Casilla. That was a bonus video or audio that we get when we take the Silva method with him. I believe it's actually also a free download when you sign up for his newsletter. I think it's a lead magnet too. Anyway, so I've been doing that every day, and then I've been doing the tapping, but I haven't been doing the tapping every day. However, funds have been showing up out of strange places. Like I got a government check for $10 today. And at first I was like, $10. And then I'm like, wait a minute, be grateful. It's $10. It means the tap is opening. The tap to the flow is opening up. And then I had an influencer program that I participated in years ago, send money to my PayPal account out of the blue. And then I got another one from Zoom something or other that appeared in my PayPal account. So money's just coming in from places I'm not expecting. That's cool. Not large amounts, but we'll keep working on that tap, right? Because that was only after 2 pages of an 8-page reading. So how cool is that? There's also a fear of being criticized or persecuted if you're truly authentic and say what you want to say. Ooh, I feel that one. It could go back to your past or even a past life, but you can change it now. How? First, simply decide. Your present reality is so changeable, but you have to believe it first. Ooh. Yeah, I do feel the perfectionist archetype, always wanting everything to be all right. And, if people knew, Helene was really weird and out there. I think I am that kind of a good weird. And, I'm also the contest queen. So I go off and I do all kinds of things with giveaways and promotions. And I love all the woo stuff like astrology, numerology, tarot, human design, like you name it. I love that stuff. All the channeling. One of my favorite podcasts is Next Level Soul. I found Alex when he had I don't know, I think it was close to the beginning when he started. And I've been watching him just grow and grow and grow. It's phenomenal. And also Michael Sandler from Inspire Nation. Also, you're going to get what you expect and believe. Who does that sound like? Helene Hadsel, perhaps? If you believe you must tread water until you're 60, which is the end of my second Saturn return. Yay me. This is what'll happen. Your life is so changeable, anything can happen. Money can come to you in millions of ways, not just through your business or inheritance. So already I had 3 things of money come in from random places. My cousin recently found a coin. This is a fantastic story. This I had read before I came on the air. My cousin recently found a coin from the 1700s while walking her dog, and practically overnight she was able to retire. I was very curious and asked my cousin a ton of questions about it. And she told me at the time she was walking like she was already a millionaire and she was pretending. She told me she felt crazy, but it only took a few weeks for that to happen. And she practiced her rich girl walks. As she practiced her rich girl walks. In fact, she told me she regularly did that every day while she walked her dog, inspired by the trend of hot girl walks. The point of the story is money doesn't always come from the place you expect it to, so be open. One of my other clients recently won a big cash prize in a ballroom dance contest. You write about winning, so you know this on an intellectual level, but now you must embody it and live it. Right? This is what I talk about with Helene's SPEC method. So now I'm really getting into the embracing of it, right? So SPEC is select it. So what do you want? And you have to be specific. You can't say, well, I just want a trip. Well, where do you want to go? It's a big planet, right? If you walked into a travel agency and said, I want to go somewhere. And they go, great, where? And you're like, I don't know. They're not going to help you very much. They can't do anything for you. So if you narrow it down, Michael Logia used to do this T exercise where you put on a piece of paper, you write a letter like across and then down. And then on one side, you put what you don't want. And then you flip it to what you do want on the right side. So I don't like to be cold. Oh, so you like to be warm. So now you're going, okay, well, we're not going to send you skiing. We're going to send you to the beach. I prefer the pool. I don't like sand. Okay, we want to send you to a nice resort with a big pool. I like lots of, I'm a real foodie. Oh, okay, we want to send you to a place that is known for food, like different types of cuisine. So for example, so you can narrow it down that way, right? just the same with your goals. So you have to be specific when you select it. Then project it and expect it. I have figured out, and Helene never talked about this. The more I studied her work, I realized this is what she was trying to impart. Project it is out, and expect it is in. It's like breathing. So you're projecting out to the universe. This is where she learned. She knew this before she met Jose, because she won the house before she met Jose Silva. But if you take the Silva method, which I'm more and more figuring out, it is also the OG program, because the more I listen to some other teachers across the internet and on different podcasts, they all say similar things. And a lot of them, especially the older ones, all took the Silva method. Like everything Joe Dispenza talks about being no one, nowhere, no one, no thing, nowhere. That's the Silva method. You actually, it's going into alpha and theta. Silva method. Anybody that talks about self-hypnosis, getting out of your mind and down to your heart, that's going from beta to alpha. That's the Silva method. Like, it's just crazy how many things I can start to see, how he was really the OG. And apparently at one point, his program was the big one everybody took. Because back in the 70s, it's not like it is now where you could just go online and sign up for all these programs, right? You had to live in a place and hope there was teachers there and different things. So his is really the OG. So anyway, Helene, projected is out. So you want to do like the Silva method mind movie where it's out here, right? The mind mapping. Different people call it different things. And that's the projections. You want to push that image out. You want to give it energy. But you will also have to embody it. This is what Sarah is saying about me, right? She said, you have to believe it first. Expect and believe. So believe is out here, like projection, and expecting is here, like you embody it. So if we were at a restaurant and we ordered dinner and then we're having a glass of wine and we're chit-chatting, we're not worried about the kitchen. We put in our very specific order, and now we're just going to enjoy our time while we're waiting for the kitchen to prepare what we ordered and bring it out. We wouldn't be worried. We would be fully expecting it. We would know that it is coming. So one of the things Helene talks about, there's a whole chapter in the Name It and Claim It game called Desire versus Knowing. And desire is very anxious and excited, and knowing is calm. Think about the last time you knew something. Something happened, or there was an instance in your life, and you're like, or something happens, and you're like, I knew that was going to happen. Why did I go down street A when I knew I should have turned down street B? Right? You just know it. And so that's what I've got to work on embodying, because I'm very logical. That's the other thing I've learned about the Silva method. It works on balancing your brain. And so in my case, I'm very left brain. And so I'm exercising the right brain doing the Silva method exercises. It also works the other way. If you're very right brain, it's going to help you exercise your left brain, because what you want is brain coherence and balance. And that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I know, like I said, as I'm teaching it, I know it up here, but I have to embody it and live it. So it's going to be project it, envision it, and expect it, embody it. I need to do rich girl walks or rich girl at the gym. Because I don't do walks. I do some. I do the pin code hunting. That's a whole nother topic, and you got to go to Contest Queen to learn about that. Just put it in the search bar on my website, and I have a whole bunch of articles and videos. So my guides are saying that you would be advised to fully embody the woman you wish to become, especially when you're talking about your business. We were talking about this. What does she dress like? Actually, pretty much what I wear now, because I love Costco. Comfy clothes. I work from home. I'm not dressing up. I mean, I do my makeup. I get my hair done. right? I get my nails done. That is not going to change. Does she wear jewelry and perfume? I do. Believe it or not, I'm actually wearing perfume. And during the pandemic, when we were all in lockdown, I was doing makeup and perfume. I was doing videos. And I remember one day getting ready and George walked by the bathroom and he goes, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Nowhere." He's like, "Why are you dressing up in perfume?" I'm like, "Maybe I want to smell good for me." Like, I've got all this beautiful perfume, most of which I won, by the way. And why wouldn't I wear it? And actually, for some reason, I'm actually not wearing anything today. I had a sweatshirt on earlier when we were recording, so maybe that's why I didn't put anything on today. But I have jewelry, and here's a organization tip, because I'm triple Capricorn. We like our labels. Martha Stewart was like my hero, where she had everything folded nice and labels. I'm not that great at that. Everything's folded, but it doesn't look like her cupboards. But I did take a tie rack and I hang all my necklaces on them so they don't get tangled, and then I can see what I have. And it's good because then when I'm looking for something, I get a sense of what I have. So it's hanging up with my clothes. So I did that. And I sometimes just think, oh, I haven't worn this in a while. I'm just going to put it on. So jewelry and perfume. Is she super bold? Most of the time. There's probably times I hold back. So I think, yeah, does she hold back out of fear? Probably not. So I need to embrace my inner queen, perhaps the queen archetype. Who's from the solar plexus? Which archetype is from here? Does she have very memorable hair? Well, yeah. Because you remember I went and I did a gloss and it turned orange. The hairdresser was a little shocked. He's like, "Yeah, it's not supposed to do that." This was his attempt to get the orange out. I think he did a good job. I'm not going to have such memorable hair, but I am growing it out. If you haven't seen Love at First Sight, actually, I've been putting those goals on because there's a couple Netflix series that we just saw. Love at First Sight is one of them, and it was a book, and now the cover is like the show and has the Netflix symbol on it. So I thought, I think A Man Called Friday would make a very good Netflix series. That's Helene's fourth book in fiction. And there's lots of room to expand in it too. Especially since you can tell when she wrote it, she got tired at the end. It's kind of funny when you read it because she wraps it up really quick. So it's got this big arc and then it kind of does like a little Dairy Queen cone loop at the end. So I could see that. So I'm envisioning, I was thinking in Canva, I might go make a new cover and put the Netflix symbol on it so that I can visualize it, maybe put it on my phone. That's a good idea. My husband saw your YouTube chat last time and cannot remember your name, but he mentioned your hair was very memorable. It was yellow at the time. This could be a branding move. Yeah, we're going there. Anyway, I Love at First Sight. Hadley, I love her hair. And so I'm growing it out. And it'll be like Hadley's hair. What kind of things does she think? And what does she prioritize? That's interesting. Ask this version of you to tell you how you can be her now. So what does she prioritize? That one I struggle with a bit because I would love to get an assistant to take some of the daily tasks off my plate so I could create more. It's very difficult I find it very difficult some days to prioritize because I'm doing Contest Queen and Words for Winning. Idea Majesty she's quiet. I always joke that she's asleep in the corner, but she's not actually because that's my marketing company. I've been doing some sweepstakes marketing with that business. So she's not really sleeping. She's just being quiet. And I'm balancing out the two books. So prioritizing right now, I've got prizes everywhere to finish up. I've got 3 out of the 4 translated editions being proofed before they go into the final formatting, and then they will be published. And then I'm doing an Audible book right now. So if everything goes well, I'll have 5 books published by the end of the year. And that's why I struggle with prioritization. That maybe I should add to my meditation. And what kinds of things does she think? I feel a little ADD on that one sometimes. Like George always teases me because I have so much on my plate and I'll be doing one thing and then my brain will go somewhere else and he'll just look at me and go, squirrel. She went that away. Ask this version of you to tell you how you can be her now. So that means I need to go in and ask the future me to tell me. And I keep getting the message that you should ask Colleen for advice. Talk to her. You don't need a crystal ball or medium. Just go somewhere quiet she would have liked and ask her what she wants you to know. And document it for your next book. I think that's a good idea. First, I suggest you do a brain dump, journal of everything that's bothering you, everything you fear could happen, and write it all down. And then go through the list and debunk each one. This is a good exercise that anybody can do, not just me. This is a great exercise for anybody. And you know what? You don't even need a fancy journal. There's some beautiful ones I've picked up from the dollar store. So there's no excuse to not being able to afford a nice journal. Okay, so brain dump, journal everything that's bothering you. Write it all down and then go through the list and debunk each one. Here's an example. My biggest fear about making more money and having the life I desire is that my friends will not relate to me and think that I'm stuck up and then I'll be all alone. Now, she's making these up. I don't actually think that. And I just had deja vu. That's kind of cool. Reframe. True friends love me for who I am. Most of them may actually think this is so inspiring. This gives me a chance to get out of my comfort zone and meet new like-minded friends. So I'm not even losing the old friends. I'm actually making more friends. That's cool. I like that idea. Because yes, I've got my whole community of contest people. At the beginning of August, I was at the annual National Sweepstakes Convention with 450 other winners. And I've known a lot of them for years. And it's just amazing how the community helps each other win and how we cheer each other on and how we lift each other up because we're more than just contesting, right? So a lot of us follow each other as friends on Facebook and Instagram. And when we post something or struggling, I don't know. I don't remember if I told the story the last time when in 2013, when I was going through a dark time, the sweepstakes community, helped me on my book. I did a book tour and I couch surfed the whole trip. Every stop was a sweeper. It was amazing. Currently, there's a feeling or sense of holding back. Ooh, what just happened here? Exit full screen. I must have hit something on the joys of live streaming. Currently, there's a feeling or sense of holding back, editing yourself in your marketing or branding out of fear, but you can change that now. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure. So what I'm going to have to do is as I'm doing my marketing and my branding, I'm going to have to pay attention to my solar plexus, maybe my, root chakra for do I feel grounded, my sacral chakra for is this feeling creative, my solar plexus is am I in my power, my heart chakra, is it coming from a place of love and my heart, my throat chakra, am I clear on what I'm saying, my third eye, is this coming from higher intelligence, and my crown chakra, am I standing in my purpose? I will now need to do like a chakra sweep whenever I do like a video or I do a promotion of some kind. I've got a lot of giveaways going on right now. So I've been doing a lot of very fun videos. And okay, how to heal this sense of holding back so you can reach your financial goals. Now, what's interesting is I go to a osteopath. Once a month, once every other month, something like that. She's highly intuitive. And I was telling her that I was planning to do these series of videos about these readings. I was also telling her I just published this book. This book. Looking at the screen, sometimes it's backwards. I just published this book, right? And she started laughing. She's like, maybe you should read your own book. So I have read it since I've edited it several times and gone through it. But what she's talking about is there's very specific alpha-matic affirmations at the end of each chapter. And within each chapter, there's sections you can do exercises. Now, wouldn't it make sense to actually go through the book and do it just like Tag had intended when he created it? So I told her, I said, yeah, and I just did that Money and You book. And she's like, hello, do you think it's a coincidence with the timing of that book and you going through this lesson learning? There are no coincidences. Before you communicate, make the intention to speak only to the people who are your soulmate clients. Ooh, I love that. Not to any random person who sees your posts or marketing messages, but people who love you for your authenticity, your honesty, and ability to connect. They want to work with you exactly as you are right now. Believe it. Oh, that's a good idea. Before I film a video, I will just close my eyes for a moment and say, this is going to reach my people, my soul tribe, my peeps. And don't be afraid to be controversial. That keeps coming up. I'm wondering what I'm not talking about, because I talk about all the woo stuff that I love. And I don't see into the fourth dimension like Helene did. And that was really controversial. And she did this stuff in the 70s, like crazy. I just saw a video with a gentleman, Lee Carroll, I think. He channels Chiron, and he's been doing it for 35 years. And he said at the beginning, people said, oh, this is the work of the devil. And this is, you're going to hell and things like that. And he said, now I'm on Next Level Soul podcast talking about the channeling. He said, we've come a long way. But he's never changed. He's always been consistent with his messaging. And the world around him finally caught up to where he was. And I think Helene was like that. That's why she wrote the Name It and Claim It game instead of her book In Contact with Other Realms, because there was a 30-year gap between the Name It and Claim It game and In Contact with Other Realms. And it's the other reason, she even says this in the book, why she subtitled the Name It and Claim It game Maneuvers for Wishcraft, so people wouldn't say it was witchcraft, because she knew that they would say that. And if you read her book, she imparts a lot of really, really high-level lessons blended in her stories. And I remember doing the Audible book, reading her stories out loud, going, this woman was completely brilliant. I've read this passage, 20 times while editing, but now that I'm saying it out loud, it hit a whole lot different. I highly recommend reading all your books out loud. Well, not necessarily nonfiction, or fiction, but nonfiction. If you're wanting to learn something, reading it out loud really hits different. So also, money needs a home. I'm happy to give it a home. What will you do with the money? I know what I want to do with the money. I'm going to grow this business. I want to invest it back into this business. Is it for a trip, everyday expenses, gifts, buying a new house? Give the money a place to go by holding the vision of all your bills paid in full. Imagine putting money in your savings account. Imagine going on a nice holiday with family and thank it in advance. Oh, I like that. A nice holiday with the family would be nice. Buying a new house, maybe. I don't know if I want to necessarily own property at this point in my life, maybe in the future. Everyday expenses, absolutely. Gifts, perhaps. But what I really want to do, like I said, the big ones off the top of my head are an assistant and updating all my digital messaging, like revamping Contest Queen, finishing Words for Winning, and then also possibly hiring someone to help me with the social media so I can get more messaging out there. So an assistant and a social media manager, and hiring more of my web guys' time. That's what I really want to do with the business at this point. What else the business would have, because I have updated all this. Like I did the last time I had a huge chunk of change, I updated everything in the business. So if you go back to my older videos, you'll see I bought a new laptop. I bought a new external hard drive. I bought a new camera. I bought a new microphone. I bought a new chair. I bought a new monitor, and I got lights. Oh, and the background. I basically changed everything here to do this better. Oh, and I updated my phone. So yeah, I did a lot of stuff with the funds the last time. So now that I got this all working well, I want to do the next level. So I need to think in advance. And this is going a little faster than the last one. This is only 2 pages. Let's see, how many pages do I have? Maybe this will be a 3-part series, not a 4. Okay, let's see. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll just do that maybe we'll do 3 and then 3. So we'll turn it into a 3-part series, not a 4-part series. So when you let money go, pay for things, say thank you. Imagine it is a human being. If you act terrified anytime someone left your presence, they would feel it and probably be turned off. Imagine every time you spent money or paid a bill, you get twice as much back. This is not just silly pretending. If you can't even pretend or imagine being rich, how on earth will it ever happen in your reality? That is so interesting to read her say that, because I teach this on a different thing. And I just wrote it out. So let me open it up and read it to you, because what I decided to do was create a Helene Hadsel style meditation. So one of the things that I struggled with for my Words for Winning website was, what was my lead magnet going to be? Now, what a lead magnet is something you give somebody in exchange. So a lot of marketers will set something up for the newsletter. So you subscribe to the Words for Winning newsletter. That's what I garner. I get connection with you. Because if, Facebook disappeared tomorrow, and YouTube disappeared, I'd be able to reach you through my newsletter because I have your email address. I could send you, hey, we have a new book. Hey, I'm holding a course. Hey, I'm doing this event, whatever it is. I have some way to reach you. But in exchange for that connection, I give you something. So on my Contest Queen website, I have a little free, what I call a sweepstakes starter kit. And it's a little 10-page booklet with tips and tricks on how to get started sweepstaking. And that's in conjunction with my 5 steps to begin winning section of my website. But I didn't have anything like that for Words for Winning. And I kept struggling with what was I going to give away. So I just put the sign up for my newsletter thing up on the website with no expectation that anybody would sign up. And I have I think 400 or 500 people have already signed up without anything free. And I do plan to send them when I figure out what the giveaway is going to be. I was going to send it to everybody. Well, I was listening to an interview with a hypnosis teacher whose name escapes me at the moment. Let me see if I can remember his name. It is Anthony. Let me see. I have it right here. I think it's Anthony Sereno. I will put the link in my description and you can connect with him. He's very good. I just saw an interview with him. His system is also very Silva method like, which I find fascinating. Anyway, for signing up for his newsletter, he gives away a meditation because that's one of the big things he teaches. And I thought, oh, what a good idea. One of the things people message me about all the time is they're stuck with spec. They say, I try spec, it doesn't work. And where they're stuck is expected, which is obviously what I'm struggling with here. But part of it is collected. So what I wrote was, so I've been editing this meditation, and so I'm doing a spec. I'm doing a Helene Hadsel inspired spec meditation. She never had a spec meditation. She wrote about suggesting that you meditate in the expect section of the store, like the article and in the book, the chapter in the book, but she doesn't actually have a physical meditation that she shared. So I'm creating one. And she said, Sarah said, if you can't even pretend or imagine being rich, how on earth will it ever happen in your reality? Now, this is what I put in the collect it section of this meditation. Collect it. You now practice collecting every day. You are gratefully accepting all the good the universe offers in all forms of abundance, imagination and creativity, synchronicities and coincidences, gifts and trade, money, riches, and wealth. Accept that compliment with grace. Oh, I now see, this is being edited. It's still being, say yes to, accept that compliment with grace. Say yes to the offer of help and assistance. Notice the magic happening around you every day. Collecting is allowing. It is opening up the tap and letting the abundance flow. So what she's saying is, and I'm saying it in a way, like if somebody compliments you and say, oh, I love your hair. And you're like, oh, no, it's terrible today. Well, if you can't even accept that simple compliment, like your hair looks nice, why is the universe going to give you the winning lottery ticket? Like, why are you going to win, the 800 million in the Powerball? If you can't even get, wow, I love your hair, right? Like it's the same thing. It's the same energy, which sounds kind of crazy because Neville Goddard always says it's just as easy to manifest $1 as it is $10 million. It's the same energy, he says. And so it's funny, again, back to the slide that I showed in the last video. Let me just open it here because now I didn't think I was going to refer to it. Of course, that's Murphy's Law, right? Let me add it to the live stream here. Present slides. Okay, here we go. Not that slide, that slide. So again, me working through this process is I'm helping myself and I help others. And by helping others, I'm helping myself. It's that crazy circle. Okay. So now let me go back to this. Yep. There we go. Still learning how to use these programs. It's kind of fun though. So here's what she said. So in your business, you're being called to lead with your heart first and not be attached to other people's decisions to work with you or not. Ooh, just lead with my heart and see where it goes, I guess. Look mostly at how you will benefit others versus the financial payout you will get. I thought I've been doing this, but maybe subconsciously I'm not. It seems trivial, but it's a big energetic shift that will pay off. You can tell them in your mind how they will benefit. When we get scared, it's normal to grasp. So it's best to make any decisions when you're feeling confident and calm. Now is not the time to act. Get out of fear and do EFT first. Yes, I referred to the EFT last episode. Also, I talked about 2 manifesting teachers whose name escaped me, and I remembered, of course, after I went off the air. So I will add their names. One was Andrea and one was Ashley Rose, I believe. And I will put them in the comments. And not the comments, the description. I'm also being called to tell you to initiate contact with people you can help or serve in some way with no expectation of compensation, and then let it go. Oh, I do that all the time when I'm getting people on my show. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna sit with that one, because maybe subconsciously I am expecting something in return. Like if I invite somebody to be on my show, then I think their audience may benefit me. But I always, or the fact that I have somebody to interview even, so my audience has something to watch. Interesting. The way you describe and think and talk about your books, your business, the results affects your results. Tell yourself you are a success in the present. Yeah, maybe I haven't been feeling so successful because even though I have now officially published 10 books and I'm on the way by the end of the year to have 15 published, which is kind of crazy. Well, if you count the 3 Audible editions, I've done 13. If you count Audible editions. Therefore, I would be at 18 by the end of the year for print and Audible books. That is an insane amount of books. That's a huge success. I have 3 businesses. I'm going to have 18 books. And here I'm thinking, because I haven't updated my website, I'm not a success. Hello? Tell yourself you're a success in the present. You know why I think that is? I think part of being like this triple Capricorn and a little bit of a mountain goat, and I'm going ahead and up the ladder. I'm never looking at where I am. I'm always like, I want to get there. I want to get there. I want to get there. I'm looking ahead, and I'm never going, oh my gosh, look how far I've come. I'm so successful right here. Because here was where I was looking before, right? Oh, I can hardly wait till I update all my equipment. I can hardly wait till I start this new venture. I can hardly wait till the next book's published. Yeah, I've done that. Okay, now I'm waiting for the next one to be published. Like I'm always looking ahead. So I need to also be cognizant of where I am now, and it's where I had wanted to be, and I'm there now. So then I'm looking ahead. It's a tricky one, isn't it? That's a paradox. There's a paradox right there. Tell yourself you're a success in the present, because bringing the feeling of success into your body will invite more success to you in all areas of your life. Like that. Be willing to see all the amazing things you're already doing. Oh my gosh, I just talked about that. Think of all the times in your past you were successful. You know what I miss? I miss going on all the television shows. I used to get on all the television shows. Now it's so different with the internet and all the YouTube videos and the podcasts. Now I get invited on podcasts. But I remember being on like all the big television shows. Like I've got clips of me on 2020, on ABC, Good Morning America, on Canada AM, which doesn't even exist anymore. The Mom Show, which doesn't exist anymore. All those TV shows were so fun. This can change the course of your future. Let go of stories about lack. So because I'm looking like, oh, my website's not updated yet. Oh, I haven't, I don't have an assistant. So I'm spending the time I could be writing on these other things. So that's lack, right? That's the lack. I need to be focusing on what I am doing. For those stories, put limits on your future. If you pay attention to the successes you had in the past, you will create more in your present and future. Yes, that's what I'm doing here, right? Next, instead see your readers as people who can't afford you. Instead of seeing your readers as people who can't afford you or don't value you or won't pay for your services, I do this with the contest community because sometimes sweepers, depending on the sweeper, because they're not all like this, sometimes they can be notoriously cheap because they're trying to win free stuff and the internet is free. It's not free for me to run. Like I pay for web hosting and I pay a webmaster and I pay a mail server, and so do all the sweepstakes sites. So it's not free for any of us, but there's different ways people make money. And so sometimes we look at that and think, oh, they're so cheap, they're not going to buy my book. No, I need to flip that script. Take out a pen and write down at least 10 ways your clients could benefit massively from your services and at least 10 reasons why they love hearing from you, working with you, reading your emails and books. So I think I need to do that. I'm going to actually make a mark right here on this reading for both Contest Queen and Words for Winning. Do I want to do that with IG? Maybe not yet. Maybe, yeah, why not? Or I am. ID and Majesty. So that's B2B, and CQ and Words for Winning, WFW. So I just have all my little short forms. And yes, I use goose paper. Do you know what goose paper is? We learned that when my daughter went to primary school. It's good on the other side. So for a lot of things, I use goose paper, especially for my accounting when I do my books, because I think in 7 years, because you have to keep your accounting for 7 years, and then we shred it all. So why am I going to use good paper? Because it's going to sit in a box for 7 years and then be shredded. So I might as well just use something that doesn't matter. Yeah, so I'll do it for business to business because, you know, businesses will benefit in different ways than consumers. And I think there's going to be overlap between Contest Queen and Words for Winning, right? Because you have to think like a winner before you're a winner, and you have to feel lucky before you are lucky. It's the same thing, whether you're reading Instant Money or Money in You or the Name It and Claim It game or Prizes Everywhere. Seriously, do it. It will change the energy and change how your prospects show up for you because it challenges your old beliefs. There you go. There's probably some stuff that I don't even realize is there. And that's why I should do that. So I'm going to stop at 3 pages. Yeah, I'm going to turn this into a 3-part series instead of 4 because I was going to do 2 pages per, but the level of depth is changing over each page. Okay, so we're going to finish off at the end of this page. Next, I want you to picture the experiences you would like to have. Ooh, this is a fun one. We did this in the Silva method. When you take the Toronto course with Stephen Dobosh, he does a little exercise. I can't remember what day. And it's called Come As You Will Be. And we have to go around the room. It's like a party. We all get up out of our chairs. So we all start mingling. And it's like we're at a party. And we haven't, you know, now it's like he does it 5 years into the future. So or actually he did 2030. So it was 6 years in the future, 5.5 years in the future. And we're at this party and we're seeing all the same people that were in the course 5, 6 years from now. And what have you been up to? What has happened in the last 6 years? Right? So I was talking about how many books were out. I was talking about how many courses I was teaching and how much I've been traveling, which I love. So I think this is where I need to do some more selective. What do I want to see exactly in the future? Do I want to be on the New York Times bestseller list? Which is interesting because someone said, oh, if you sell so many books, you can get on the New York Times bestseller list. She goes, yeah, my publisher told me if I sell 5,000 books, I can be on that list. And I said, no, it's not 5,000 books in total. It's 5,000 books in a week, which, if you understand the publishing industry, is extremely difficult to achieve because with self-publishing growing at a certain rate, apparently only 2% of all the books published in any given year will sell more than 100 copies. It's brilliant to see how this goes. Now, I don't know if is accurate, and I do that, but I haven't sold that many in a week. So that would be a really cool goal to have. Congratulate yourself often. It's not silly or pointless or frivolous. Celebrate every single client and every single step along the way. If you only reach one client, they could tell 1,000 people about you. One of my clients bought dozens of copies of my first book and sends them to people as gifts all the time. Oh, I did want to bring in, I started reading her book because I bought the Kindle edition, except it's by my bed because that's where I like to read. One of the benefits of having the Kindle versus a paperback book to read at night is I set it so it's dark. It's a dark background with the white lettering, so it's not as bright. And I keep it on a fairly dim setting. And that way, with George asleep, I don't even have to have a single light on in the room. I can just lie in bed and read because it's bright enough. And I need reading glasses right now for the screen. But when I'm in bed, I can just, I can see up close without my glasses. And, I just cuddle up in bed with my Kindle. I think those are the greatest inventions, especially when you travel, because I have dozens and dozens of books on there. And I have dozens and dozens of books on there, and it doesn't take up any more room, and it's not heavy at all. And if you're traveling and you finish one book, you can just pick another one, or you can even connect to the Wi-Fi and download a new one if you ran out of stuff. Like, it's fantastic. And I'm always getting the emails for the Kindle deals. I'm always buying fun books. I just bought one that said TikTok made me buy it. This one woman went viral on TikTok, and they actually put that in the subtitle of the book. It's brilliant marketing. So her books, and I'll put the links to, their links to her books are in the description already, because it goes straight to Sarah's link tree, and then you can go get all of her books. And I have to say, I'm really enjoying it. I'm on chapter, I don't even know where I am in the book, because the Kindles, it's hard to tell, right? I have to look at the percentage. I don't even remember what the percentage was that I got to last night, because I just read till I can hardly keep my eyes open, and then I just shut it off. And that's the beauty of having, a book where you just shut it off or close the book. And then when you pick it up, you can come back anytime you haven't missed anything. So she said, one of my clients bought dozens of copies of her book and sends them to people as gifts all the time. Yeah, that's a good idea. I might have to do a giveaway or something for her. I'm always hosting giveaways because I am the contest queen after all. And there's always chances to win books for me. So if you, and other things, like I do give away master classes and things like that too. So if you like to win, then be sure to follow me as Words for Winning and Contest Queen, because I'm always giving stuff away and I'm promoting clients' things. There's always something to be had for free from me. So we're going to have to go over this again. I'm going to off air. I'm going to have to go over this and make notes and pull out that journal of mine and make notes and go over what I want to do. But it's interesting how I'm finding it is very much like the Silva method. So I have 3 pages left, and it's not full 3 pages. So we're going to do these ones next week, because this took an hour. So I did 3 pages. So last time was 2 pages for an hour. This was 3. We have 3 more. I highly recommend you go check her out. And if you want to see her in action, go watch my numerology videos and blueprint videos with Sarah. And they're a lot of fun. And there's a links. If you want a reading from her, you can get them. Now, she's a psychic medium that does tarot and numerology. She doesn't do in-person readings like many other teachers do. You send her the question, and she sends you a reading, which she kindly gifted me. So there you go. There's the there's the abundance right there, because she gave me a tool to help me. She gave me something to help me. And now I'm in turn sharing it with everybody. Right? Just like she said, she gave it to one person, right? And I tell 1,000 people about it. Well, I don't know how many people are going to see this video. It could be millions. Who knows, right? You got to start somewhere when you're heading on the YouTube platform, for this. And I'm streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So I could have already passed 1,000 people talking about her. So now I should envision somebody do, it could be the same for me, as long as somebody is helped. And I have to admit, I do like getting those letters of people saying, oh, I manifested this, or I won that, or whatever. I just love getting those emails. I took your advice. I did this. I followed that. It worked. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. That's how I know I've helped people win millions of dollars in cash and prizes, because I have testimonials of people taking my advice and it working. Like, it's crazy fun. Yeah, so that's what we're going to leave off. And if you have any questions, you can send them to questions@wordsforwinning.com. Please follow me on whatever platform you're watching this on, whether it be YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. And keep engaging, because there's always something interesting happening here. I remember saying this to my husband before we started when we just started dating. I said, any man that spends his time with me is never going to be bored. There's always something going on. And then I told that to George when I started dating him, and he thought, what? And I wasn't wrong. There's always some adventure of whatnot going on with me. And he just laughs. Winning tickets to things, going on trips, crazy adventures, packages showing up at the house, something I won or something I ordered, like, boxes of books arriving from Amazon because I printed something new. I just ordered 10 more of these because I needed to have something to show people. Things like that. It's just, there's always something exciting going on here. That's for sure. Anyway, thanks for joining me. And I hope whatever you learned today is really going to help you, because I've said it since I started Contest Queen back in 2009. And I've always said, all boats rise with the tide. And I really do feel that all boats rise with the tide. So if I can help, we're all going to go up together. That's like why somebody said to me, why are you helping people win giveaways? Aren't they your competition? And I'm like, no, all boats rise with the tide. If one goes up, we all go up. Right. And I've also said about my business, I'm going up a mountain. I guess that was my Capricorn mountain goat subconsciously. Who wants to come with me? We can all go up together. There's lots of room on this mountain. And that's how I feel. And I hope you're coming with me. So again, if you have any questions at wordsforwinning.com, and I will see you next week for part 3. And we'll discover what else she said. It's going to be exciting.